Good morning. Okay, so I want to get on here and do it. Oh, you know what? I wanted to show you all something. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you all before I get off. So this is what I want to do. I just want to get on here and encourage you. As and literally, as I was about to upload this video, I heard witchcraft in my spirit. I just heard witchcraft. So because I was in the process of uploading this video and I heard witchcraft. So I was going to get on here and do a video about witchcraft. But I just, immediately I went into, okay, God, what, who, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to be sure what's going on, you know. But so I want to talk to you real quickly about you were born for such a time as this. God didn't make you. He didn't make you back in the 60s. Back in 1860 or, before Christ or right in the time after Christ or, the 1600s, 1800s, um, he didn't make you as black people, and I'm talking to black people, right? I'm just injecting this little note for black people. He didn't make you back. He didn't make you in our slavery days. He didn't make you in that time. I remember my daddy made a statement. My daddy's grandmother was Caucasian. So my daddy, my father and his family, their mother was mixed. So my father made a statement before. He was like, no, I couldn't been here during slavery time. Because there's no way I would have let nobody do that to me. So of course he said it with, of course he was cursing and doing things like that because that's how passionate he was about it. I'm not letting nobody hurt me. And I'm quite sure back in those days, people got killed for having that kind of spirit. Like, oh no, you're not going to do this to me. Like beat me because I didn't say master. Just trying to control your life. So I wasn't made in that time. I was born in 1972, and thank God, I didn't experience, but maybe my grandparents experienced, and so on and so forth. Which I do understand that black people were not always slaves. we the root of black people, of course, were kings and royalty. So I understand that, but I'm still saying I wasn't born then. You wasn't born then. So I said all that to say this. Now let me move on from that. Now I'm talking to everybody because I want you to realize this. You were born for such a time as this. And you know what? Listen, having an opinion and having the freedom of speech is good, but then it can be bad too. Because people are honoring and focusing on the right to the freedom to speak and all this stuff, it's so much dishonoring, so much confusion and debauchery and you know what I'm saying? People are not afraid to be out in the open with their sin. That's what I'm talking about. People are bold with their sin. So here's the thing. If you are a Christian, you got to take a stand for righteousness. You have to. You can't bet your eye and just pretend like any kind of lifestyle, any kind of way people live is okay, because it's not. But everybody's call is different. You understand what I'm saying? So God might have me target the young people. So if I get out there and minister and witness and help and and nurture the young people, then we can have a better group of young people growing up the right way and not doing these crazy things out here that they do. Then you have some that are catered to this group of people, but the point is, if you're not doing your job, then you're constantly creating more rebellion. You understand what I'm saying? So I said all that to say this. You were born for such a time as this. Now that's the justice side of it. That's the righteousness side of it. Because when a nation stands for righteousness, they are blessed. God will bless them. When a nation stands for sin, that you curse your own land. You know what I'm saying? So that's the justice side of it, the righteousness side of it. But then you got the side of it as well, where you can be whatever you desire to be. You can expand however far you desire to expand. You can be great. Remember, I told you all the other day how the Lord was dealing with me about change. And whenever he's dealing with me about change, he's about to do something great in my life because it's time to change. But I got to do my work. I got to do my part. So when I went to the grocery store, I saw that box of that rice. It says seeds of change. I knew that was God. I took a picture. I actually bought the rice and took it home and put it in my cabinet. The reason why I took it home is to keep it before my face. So then the next time I went to the grocery store, which was like 2 days later, it says seeds of greatness. So I said, wow, look at this compilation. Look at this, look at how God is synchronizing his plan and purpose for me in this season. So what I'm saying to you is this. You only get what you put in it. You understand? You only get what you put in it. Get in your field and work that thing. Get in your field. And here's the thing. There's so much in you. And you can't even begin to tap into you, on each level. It's so much more to you. So, with that being said, you got to find out what you were created to do. Get in your lane and work that gift, because that gift make room for you and bring you before great men. Okay. Listen, and I don't care if people get mad at me. I'm trying to tell you something. Vesti, chapter 1. I'm not in chapter 1. I'm in chapter 4 right now, but chapter 1. Vesti was king. Excuse me. Let me go to this just that quick. King, what is his name? I can't think of his name right now. I just cannot. But anyway, and I don't have time to go back. But anyway, it's at the tip of my tongue. Anyway, the king was married to Vesti. Vesti, one day he had a little gathering, or how they do. They just have their little parties or whatever. So he called his wife Vesti to come in and show off her beautiful self. She was so beautiful. So he had her come in and show her beauty. He wanted her to show her beauty to his friends. And she refused. So she actually rebelled against the king. And that was not normal in those days. But what happened was he could have killed her, but he didn't. He got rid of her. He made a example out of her, got rid of her. And so now guess what? With the advice from his advisors, he held in his province, he held okay, we're gonna go for the next beauty queen, like a pageant basically. So Mordecai was Esther's uncle. I've heard somebody say cousin, but I don't know nothing about no cousin. I've always known that he was her uncle, you know, and because both of her parents had died, he could have been her cousin, but from what I've always known, he was her uncle. But anyway, long story short, he raised Esther. So he told Esther, because he worked for the king, like, one of the servants or whatever, if I'm not mistaken, like around in the as a servant or whatever. But anyway, he told Esther about this pageant. So he told Esther, really didn't care about doing it, but Esther was so beautiful. She was so beautiful. So what happened? She went and applied for the position, and she was one of the girls that were chosen. Now they had to go through this process. They had to go to the different beauty processes, the cleansing of the skin, the purifying of the skin, and all these different things they had to go through before they went to meet the king. And it's amazing how we just want to go to God in God's presence any kind of way. We respect man more than we do God, which is horrible, but that's how we are. So anyway, long story short, Esther got chosen. Esther was beautiful for a reason. See, people try to downgrade beauty. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm probably blocking you all from hearing me, because sometimes when I put my finger right there, it messes it up. People try to downgrade beauty. Some people are beautiful for a reason. Do you know some people have the gift of being beautiful? Esther, the only thing that got Esther that position was the favor of God and her beauty. How about that? So some of you all have the gift of being beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do it as unto the glory of God, not as unto the glory of your sinful flesh. You understand what I'm saying? So Esther's beauty got her into the king's palace and put her in a position for what? To save her people. So maybe God give you a pen to save your people. Maybe he give you a voice to save your people. Maybe he give you both. Maybe he give you beauty. So anyway, some of you all are so beautiful. It's because God got somebody in high position for you. And if it wasn't for your beauty, you couldn't even enter their presence. But what you doing? You settling for less. And same thing with men. You could be so handsome, but you constantly following after these ungodly women. See, if you can just wait on God, you never know what he got on the other side of this test. But you got to wait on him. Anyway, so here's the thing. Let's go into what Mordecai said. Okay, so Haman was set out to kill all the Jews. That's who he was. So let's go into Esther chapter. Let's go into Esther chapter 4, verse 12. When Esther's words were reported to Mordecai, he sent back this answer. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place. But you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. So God has brought you in. First of all, we are in an amazing place. We're in a place where, now let me stick a pin in here back again. When I say Black people, you are not enslaved anymore to man. You are not inferior anymore to man. But most of the time you are enslaved to your own mindset, to your own thinking, to your own insecurities, to your own foolishness. You understand what I'm saying? You got to break that mess off of you. You got to change the way you think. The Bible says renew your mind every day with the word of God. You are not a thug. You are not a thief. You are not insecure. You are not poor. You are not a slave. See, let me tell you something, and please don't get offended. But let me tell you something. A lot of white people, Now, listen, Linda. I gotta talk low because I have a lot of white people. I have a doctor's office right across from me. Okay. And then we got people on the YouTube that are white, on the YouTube channel that love me. Now, when I tell you them white people love them some joy. So when people send me emails, some of the emails, I just automatically think they black. They'll say something that I say on YouTube. They might say that joker, or they might say something that I said that was, definitely black people. And so when I call them, I can't believe they be white. They say, girl, yeah, you said joker. I say, oh, and it intrigues me because I be thinking, what made that person listen to me? What made that person listen to my big, loud, black mouth? It's so funny to me that God has such an amazing character. Okay. Anyway, so this is what I'm saying. A lot of white people are fearless because they didn't have nobody. They didn't have nobody controlling them. Now I'm talking about this stuff is passed down from generations. They didn't have nobody beating them upside their head and telling them they can't do this. And see, a lot of black people have fear planted in them. And that stuff was passed down from generation to generation to generation. So it's a lot of things that white people, they are fearless. They will go running at 2 o'clock in the morning. Just go take a jog. Girl, look, I ain't going outside no 2 o'clock in the morning in my little bitty shorts and take a jog, okay? I love my life, okay? They just fearless. They'll jump off a mountain. They'll walk. First of all, they'll walk all the way up that mug. And then they'll. Now listen, some black people and other kind of races are fearless too. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying a lot of reason why black people are so fearful is because of the generational stuff that was handed down to us, that if you try to run, you're gonna get shot in your back. If you try, you see what I'm saying? So but you got to break that mindset off of you, because the Bible says that I don't give you a spirit of fear. So some things you're afraid to do, like you're afraid to invest your money into stock. You're afraid to say certain things because it might get you in trouble. You have to break that fear. I was afraid to get on airplanes. My first trip on an airplane was to Israel. That's because it was time for me to face that fear. You understand? I think I would have been so further along in my life if I wasn't afraid to travel. You understand? I kept my kids in bondage because I was afraid to let them go and do things. They weren't staying after no school for no school program because I don't know who waiting out there on the track, okay? So my fear affected my children. So I'm tired of being afraid. So I'm saying this to black people and to anybody that's afraid. Some of us are afraid to deal with our issues because he might leave me. She might divorce me. The devil is a liar. You got to face these things. Face these things. If you don't face them, then it's going to ruin your life. Get up and go do something. Anyway, so this is not a racist video. This is not I'm just trying to help you. I'm saying it's a root, whatever, to every issue. You understand what I'm saying? And you need to analyze, why do you do what you do? The reason I can talk about black people is because, and every person in the same category, because I'm not in the same category with every black person, and every black person ain't in the same category with me. But the reason why I can speak on it is because I'm black. That's just like, and I'm winding this video up. That's just like, I was raised in Church of God in Christ when I gave my life to Jesus when I was 25 years old. And I found out that Martin Luther King was a Baptist. I said, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Because, I was kind of trained that Baptists wasn't Christians. They wasn't saved. So I couldn't believe we lost the patriarch. I said, oh no, not Martin Luther King. He got to be saved. Then I heard Yolanda Adams was the Baptist. I said, oh no, this ain't gonna work. I had to go to the Lord. I said, God, this can't be true. Because people put us in categories. People put you in boxes. You understand? So you got to stop taking on what you hear people say. And you better get in that word yourself and find out what the word of God says. Okay. So I'm saying this to say you were born for this time. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Is you going to sit there and just watch everybody do things, especially the people that's doing the work of Satan? And you got God all in you and you got the hand of the Lord with you. What are you going to do? How are you going to make a difference? Listen. So here go Esther. So Mordecai put her on. He said, wait a minute, you ain't finna hide up in that king's house with all your royalty on. We need you. We need you. So these kids need me. It ain't just no black kids, white kids, all color, all races, all nationalities. These babies need me. They need us. Because your son might not listen to you, but they might listen to Miss Joy. My son might not listen to, but he might listen to you. We got to help each other. How do you help each other? By doing what God called you to do. Stop playing games. So anyway, so this is what he said. He said, you were put in that royal position for such a time as this. Then Esther sent back to Mordecai. Here she goes. She took off her natural royalty and she put on her spiritual royalty, and she said, go gather together all the Jews who are in Susha and fast for me. Don't eat or drink for 3 days or night. I and my attendants will fast and do the same. She said, when I'm done, I'll go to the king, even though it is against the law. If I perish, I perish. You got to have your mind set up, baby, that I got to do what I was called to do. If they don't like it, oh well. If all these devils are standing up boldly for sin, why you can't stand up boldly for Jesus? Here's the thing. Don't get caught up in no money, honey. Don't get caught up in the tithes. Don't get caught up in what people do or don't do. Get out here and start your own business. Or if some people, God ain't telling them to start no business. He just strictly want them in the church. That's okay too. Wherever God got, he provide. But I ain't finna sit up here and hold my tongue because I'm scared to tell you something because you so certain amount of much to me. The devil is a liar. You were born for such a time as this. You were born for such a time as to get up and get yourself together. Get your heart clean. Get your mind right. Stop this foolishness. Listen. Y'all know I'm a certified Christian counselor. Counseling is so important. I haven't told you all, I haven't started doing it yet. So don't think I'm just saying it's about money. I just came up with the names for the businesses and for the counseling, because that's what God is moving me into right now. You know, one of the couple of areas, the starting businesses and also Christian counseling. But get you some counseling if you have to. I even told God, I said, God, I can't do this no more. I can't keep trying to go over in my mind this thing with me and Greg. Why we don't have our relationship like it should. We should be doing everything together. You know, even though, like I said, there is no animosity between me and Greg. Greg is doing great. I'm doing great. We have so much peace, but we don't talk about us. It's like it's nothing. So I said, God, I can't do this no more. I said, Lord, counsel me. I said, you are a counselor. I said, but if I need natural counseling, that's fine, but I'm coming to you first. You know why? That's why he's still dealing with me about this counseling thing, because We do need counseling. Some people do need counseling to break that mindset so they can go to the next level. Because I don't want to feel bad if me and Greg already said we're just friends. We family and we friends. But then how can I move on like that? How can I move on with my life knowing that we are married, we are family, we are friends, but that's it. So the only thing I got to do is either make up in my mind that I won't ever get married again. I won't ever date nobody or none of that stuff. Period. I just got to live my life sold out for God, married to Jesus, and deal with this issue or whatever the situation may be. But Lord, show me which way to go so I won't be guilty for moving on with my life. And what I mean by that is when God start sending me out more, when I start losing the weight and getting myself upgraded like God is doing in my life, then you see what I'm saying? So Lord, you got to show me what to do. You got to deliver me from this. Help me to see this. I need your help with this because I can't spend another day with my mind twirling trying to figure this out. And I got to do it your way. So whatever it needs to be done, it needs to be done. You got to deal with where you are. Don't cover nothing up. Don't cover nothing up. Deal with this mess. Forget about embarrassment. When I talk about that, I don't even think about embarrassment no more. That was so embarrassing to me before. I don't need nobody sending me no emails talking about you and Greg go on a vacation. That's not what we are. Why are we gonna go on a vacation for Greg to sleep in one bed, I sleep on the couch, or vice versa, and he gonna sit in the living room and watch TV, I'm sitting on there. That's not what we are. I did this with Greg 20 years. I divorced him because of that. Then I got back with him. And it's really, we have nothing, no sex or nothing. First we did that. Now everybody ain't got the solution. The only person got the solution for me is God. And what I mean by that is God didn't tell me to fix this. He told me to leave it alone. So now, and that's why I don't talk about it. That's why we don't talk about it. When I tried to talk about it to Greg, we argue. God say, shut up. And then the blame be forced on me like I did something wrong. So God told me, shut up. That's why I don't even try to pursue it anymore. Like I said, me and Greg have peace with each other. But at the same time, I feel like if I'm married to you, but on paper, but we don't have a marriage, I feel like you blocking my life. So now I got to deal with that. I got to deal with that. So that I can break whatever stronghold Satan is trying to use to keep me from moving forward. See, as Christians, we don't want to deal with it. And I'm not finna just go see no counselor. You got to pray and say, God, show me what to do. So I'm doing what God told me to do. Here I am in your face. The first thing you told me to do was be quiet. You told me to be quiet, talk to Greg about it. Now I got to be quiet. I'm not going to talk about it on this YouTube channel no more. I'm just going to shut my mouth and let God do what he going to do. If God lead me to a natural person for counseling, I'm going. So what I'm saying is this. Whatever you need to do to get yourself ready for 100% greatness, do it. How about that? You think the only people that are so excellent at what they do is Beyonce and them and all the basketball players or football players? No. If it wasn't for the people behind the scenes, you wouldn't even have none of that that's in front of the scenes. Don't you belittle your greatness? You just got to build yourself up. Deal with your freaking issues. What Esther's issue was fear. She was afraid. She was afraid for her life only until she got confronted. Then she said, forget that. If I die, I die. But I'm finna go down saving my people. You got to it ain't about you. You got to be the best you can be so you can go out here and win. So I gotta go. So you can go out here and make a difference. The only thing that's enslaving you is you. Get up and do something different. Get up and make it happen. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not just dealing with the the bad things. I'm dealing with the whole thing. Because your one business that you get up and build for Christ can save your whole community. So this is bigger than you. This is bigger than us. And I got to go because I'm supposed to be at my sister's house at 8:45. But I wanted to be over here with y'all to give you this word. So, I want to show y'all something too, okay? Look what okay, you can, now listen. Look, I feel like God told me to share this with you all. So these are the masks that you can go to my, click on my store and you can purchase these masks. Look. See this? Jesus. And they so comfortable. We got all different colors. We got white, blue, green. We got all different colors. My nephew, he wears his to his rehab. Anyway, y'all, I felt led to share this because y'all know I don't share none of that stuff. But I felt led to share it. So go on and get us some. Don't be afraid to represent Jesus. Represent him. Represent him. Don't just represent him with your face mask. Represent him with your life. Anyway, y'all, so I know I probably made some people mad on this one because y'all, I don't want y'all to think I'm prejudiced. I don't want y'all to think I'm prideful. Pride and prejudice, okay? I don't want y'all to think those things of me. I want you all to know that I love you and I'm just real. You know? And we ain't got no excuses. People got to stop making these daggone excuses and get up and do something. You hear me? So I love y'all. I'm going to get off here. I don't know what I said. I don't even know what I said. But I love you, okay? Go get a mask. See my man? I walk in that store, honey, proud of my Jesus. I know you can't hardly see it because it's backwards. You know, I guess y'all said, I don't know what you see, but it say Jesus, okay? So I love y'all so much. I really love y'all. And I just want us to get up and go do it. I wish I could exercise with y'all and fast and pray with y'all. We can do all that stuff together. But listen, I like to do it by myself. Once I get it together, then I come back and help you, okay? Okay? Okay. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all so much.